beauty or fashion and style is usually brought to life by those who put in so much work behind the scene to ensure that your style turns magical. And in the business of fashion and style, there are two people who cannot do without each other. Now I'm talking about the stylist and the photographer. Well, on the show today, we'll be exploring the world of two extraordinary personalities who are into the business of styling and photography. But in the meantime, welcome on board. This is Today's Style, where we proudly flaunt everything stylishly and beautiful made here in Nigeria. My name is Ruth Aguele. Right now, we start by paying a visit to the one who makes the imagery come alive. You come along. You know, when you capture someone who is used to capturing people with his camera, it feels so exciting, right? That's how I feel inside right now. This is George Chinonso Okoro, ladies and gentlemen. One of the finest photographers I know here in Nigeria. Now, not just Abuja, because when you're talking weddings of class, he's there. Fashion shows, he's there. Well, by the way, welcome to the show. Thank you for gracing.
It's an honor.
It's an honor to have you too.
Thank you.
So, why photography?
Okay, interesting question, and I think you probably know the answer. So it might sound, it might sound cliche, but this is something I've always loved right from when I was a kid. But I never knew I would do it as a professional business. But growing up, interestingly, I wanted to, picture myself in the bank, which I studied economics and development studies. I was with one of the biggest telecom companies in Nigeria, but I still wasn't getting that satisfaction. I felt like this is not my purpose. And my mind kept telling me, pick up your camera. This is time to pick up your camera. Because I do this as a hobby and people enjoy it. I saw that there was a gap, especially in Abuja. I noticed that, okay, there's a market here. Back then,
a big market, actually.
Huge market. We didn't have a lot of people playing in that space, and it means that it's possible. So just maybe this is what I should be doing.
And here we are today, and you are one of the finest photographers that has been celebrated. And
Amen.
I know it's not been easy. I know there are those moments, you look at the camera and you ask those questions. Did I make the right decision? Is this really a hobby? Or man, what are you doing? Why did you even leave the telecommunication, system? Why not just stay there?
I was so convinced that I had a clear picture. I still have a clear picture of where this is going to. We're not even close. And it took me a while to convince the people close to me that this is what I wanted to do. Oh my God. How are you going to leave telecom and carry a camera? You want to become a cameraman. And I said to them, hey, I know where this can go to.
Yes.
And I knew that I was not going to regret this. But yes, there are times when you'd be like, boy, this is not the plan. It's tough. It feels like sometimes I shut my phone off. I don't want to hear from everyone. I don't want to speak to anybody.
Seriously?
Yes. See, we're under pressure every other day.
Yes.
Because there's pressure to deliver images. Once I'm called to do a gig, it's like, okay, this guy has to deliver the best. Just imagine the pressure that puts on you alone.
What's that extra touch you put?
The mistake some of us make is that we try to be like someone else, right? Because I'm delivering exactly who I am, how I feel. That's how I create my images. And without pictures, we probably wouldn't have been sitting down here today. Images are everything in life, trust me.
And you know what they say, art is life.
Yeah.
And your art, brings life to our reality, capturing moments, capturing memories. I know that gives you a lot of fulfillment.
Gives me a lot of joy seeing the kind of happiness I bring to people's faces, people's homes. Sometimes we create images that make people cry.
Yeah.
Like I said, trying to create an impact that will change the narrative, especially for photography as a whole, where people will start looking at it as a profession and take it seriously. And a lot of people want to aspire to become photographers and say proudly that I am a photographer.
You're a typical example of how we can live our dreams through whatever means we want to live it. And that goes the same with style. Style is a representation of who we are, who we tell ourselves, this is what we represent. Now, for your kind of job, I know it comes with a lot of creativity, but you also have to put in style into it. And you come up with mind-blowing images, especially for weddings and also for fashion designers. Now, I'm just curious, how do you help them interpret their own story?
So if someone walks in here and says, oh, I want to do a picture for my birthday, for instance, and you just take their money and they show up and you take pictures. You've not changed anything.
Yes.
You must connect before you click.
Yes.
So that's how you say it. As a photographer, you must be able to connect and understand exactly who this person is. How can I create images that will represent this person? So the moment you connect on that level, creating the entire image, you understand that it's now a process.
Yes.
So if there's a part where you need to bring in a stylist, you bring in a stylist and you brief the stylist, and the stylist will interpret the look. And when you're done, that's why you say you created an image. So you didn't just take a picture. If
we look at the fashion industry, it's a chain. Now, no fashion designer can do without a photographer. Because they need a photographer to sell what they're trying to bring out and sell to the public. Now, for you, do you think we're really harnessing that? Because what is the critical role of a photographer? That's what I want you to speak to.
Okay, so now it's changing.
Okay.
In the industry now, you see a lot of fashion designers looking for photographers that can interpret. They know the power of what one good image can do.
Yes.
Not just an image, it's a combination of a lot. But they totally understand that if I put all this together and the image is not right, once it comes out, there's a huge problem.
Yes.
So the industry now, I think, is at that level where they understand that I can't do this on my own. And the photographer plays a major role when it comes to fashion and designing. So I don't think any serious designer would neglect that in this current age.
What can we do more to harness this?
We're doing even this conversation we're having is part of what we should be doing, and teaching people and letting them understand the importance. So you don't necessarily have to go for an expensive photographer. You just need the photographer that understands how to interpret the look so that it brings out the details and the fabric, the whole structure, so that when people see it, they appreciate it.
I know you have a magazine.
Yes.
Talk to us about it.
Okay, so we launched Georgico. Everything I do, I like to put my name to it. It's no longer my name.
You're so into your name.
It's no longer my name.
It's just
it's a brand. Right?
Okay.
So we launched Georgico Wedding and Lifestyle magazine.
Why weddings?
Everybody knows me first as a wedding photographer, but there's a whole lot that I do apart from weddings. And the whole purpose of launching this magazine is to celebrate not just myself, but the entire wedding industry and where we are and where we are going to, especially. Because you have people doing decor, the planners, the food, the fashion designers doing amazing work, right? And we don't really have a platform like a magazine where they're celebrated. I know we have stuff going on online. We have other wedding magazines, but they're not really celebrating the people who make the industry what it is. So that's why this magazine was created.
I must commend your efforts, because what we represent here on this platform is basically promoting made in Nigerian fashion and style, and that is something you represent also. So well done. You're actually promoting our fashion and our style, exporting it to the rest of the world. So we must commend your effort. I know you're into so many things right now. You're looking at a brighter future ahead. But tell us, can we take a peek? Can we just see?
So I'm going to give you an idea.
Okay.
We are planning to see how we can scale this business. I keep telling people, if you can't scale it, then it's not a business.
Yes.
So for now, we are still running what we'll call a service.
But I want to know something going through your mind. Every time you're behind the lens and you're capturing that magical moment for the bride and the groom, what is it like? What goes through your mind?
I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I need to put you in my mind for a second.
Go ahead.
But I really don't know how to explain the feeling, you know. I can be dead tired and knackered, but the moment you put me behind the lens, it's a different ballgame. So most times when you work with me, you get more than what you paid for, because I really don't know how to stop when I start. Once it kicks in, it's a problem to stop.
I think I can relate to that, because for me, when I'm sitting in front of the camera, that's my world.
You just keep going.
I just keep going. So
Mine is behind.
Okay.
I'm not used to this.
But you're doing just fine. There's something I don't know if a lot of people know about this.
Yeah.
George is a titled man from Zaria. So tell us about this title.
Yes.
Now I actually thought this was just a painting.
No, it's
when
not.
I first saw it.
It is a gift from my wife for my birthday. But it's a painting
beautiful.
From the actual coronation.
Okay.
So I was given this title by the Galadima of Zaza Emirate Council in Zaria. So it's called Sariki Masu Hoto Galadima Zaza.
Sarkin Masu Hoto. Let me teach you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sariki Masu Hoto Galadima Zaza.
Zazao.
Yes. Zazao.
No, you tried. You tried. That was
what
really
it is. And I'm sure you know what that means. Yeah?
We try and understand what it means. I speak Hausa, but that doesn't mean I know everything it means.
Sarikin Hoto.
Sarikin Hoto, chief of photography.
King,
yes, king of photography.
King.
But you're good at what you do, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, so they blessed me with that title in 2016.
Why?
And I hope I was going to ask you if I deserve the title.
Of course, you deserve it.
So don't ask me why you did that.
Well, I want you to advise, there are a lot of people who look up to you, who are, you're more like an inspiration to them, and they want to be another George Okoro someday.
Don't try to be another George Okoro.
Okay.
Try to be another whoever. Try to be you, and you need to have a clear picture of exactly what you want to achieve.
Yes.
Trust me, once that is defined, there's a power in focus. Start from crawling, then walking, then running. Gradually, you find out that you can never be where you were yesterday.
And you have done remarkably well for yourself.
Thank
you so much. Quite a short time, especially when you're carried away with the conversation, learning so much. Keep capturing those magical moments.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Keep doing Nigeria proud.
Thank you.
And keep putting smiles on people's faces.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Chinonso Okoro, one of the finest photographers when you think in style and class. Let's take this short break. Today's style. We'll be back.
Hi guys, Enyin and Wigwe here, and you're watching Today's Style on NTA Network. Stay tuned.
Today's Style on NTA Network. It's Miss Africa, honey. Mwah.
Someone said the best thing about a picture is that it never changes even when the people in it do. And styling and photography go hand in hand. Now, I know someone who is very passionate when it comes to the business of styling here in Nigeria. Well, up next is a chat with our celebrity fashion stylist. Why don't you wait to find out who she is? It doesn't matter the nook and cranny you're hiding, as long as you're good at something, we'll definitely fish you out. You know what they say, a goldfish has no hiding place, and my personality is someone interesting I'm sure you'll love to meet. She's already seated, so please make welcome this gorgeous woman, Abike Domina. She's a fashion celebrity stylist and also chief editor, Celebrity Shoot magazine. Good to finally meet you. You are indeed beautiful.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying Abuja?
Good, fine.
It's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's peaceful.
Yeah.
No traffic,
Away from the hustle and bustle.
I know.
But, I find you and your works remarkable. You're into magazine.
Yeah.
You're a celebrity stylist.
Yeah.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're
designer.
a designer. You know,
Jack
the
of all
list. I'm
trades.
telling you, a
Yeah.
master of all.
I know.
So how do
It
you
just-
juggle all of this?
I tell people like anything you want to do, just have passion for it.
True.
So everything I do, all of my work, like is what I have passion for. I love to design. I love to style. Like on my fashion magazine as well, you know, I thought about a way of celebrating women in a fashionable way. I started using my own clothes and I found out that there's still other people who are good too.
Yes.
And it was like a way of expanding my brand. So I started working with a lot of designers too as well. Like I take clothes from them and sometimes I use mine.
And all this while, you know, going through your works, even your magazine, well done, good job. You know, you're really promoting Nigerian fashion. But
know.
I'm just curious, at what point in your life, you know, did you tell yourself, okay, Abby, that's what she's called. Abby,
Yeah.
you have to do this.
Since when I was little, like I used to love like looking good, and then I didn't really bring the clothes out to the market like that. I was making them and then wearing them myself, and then I got to see like my friends would say, "Oh, I like this. So where did you buy it?" You see what I know who sells. I'm like, okay, send me the money. Let me buy it for you. So I just go ahead and make yours for you. So I thought, oh, this is a good thing. And then I was living in London. So anytime I travel, like come back and I get to see a lot of all those fabrics. You know, this is something that I can do. So I started buying the fabrics and then, you know, making them. That's how it started.
Your works are very unique. Dealing with people can sometimes be challenging, right? Okay, so
Very.
how do you manage celebrities, because you style them a lot?
You meet different people. We are from different places. I will even say my work like taught me how to be patient with people because everybody's not your customer.
True.
But then you kill them with kindness. Sometimes where they're coming from, like, oh, because she's a big head now, or what, they just come to buy from you and then they want to see your character. And then they go on and on about, and what it's not everywhere you can defend yourself. So I try to be patient with people. People can be difficult.
Yeah.
And then when you tell them, oh, this is how to do this, they tell you that, oh, this is how they want it. So I think being patient with people most times solves things. To satisfy that person, it doesn't mean the person is right.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're wrong.
How do you make every celebrity stand out with their own style, you know, reflecting their own personalities, because they all have their own personality. So how do you come up with that creativity?
One thing is, I look at people's body styles. What I'm going to make for you is not what I'm going to make for somebody else. Because the fact that it's looking nice on you doesn't mean like it's going to fit someone else.
Yes.
So I try, and I don't make too much of my designs. I don't make too many of them, so that they don't get to see them everywhere. So anybody that wears them, they know that, oh, this is a Abike Domina. You know, all those, so I make inquiries, all those things, you know, they help.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And you're not just, you know, doing your fashion styling for Nigerian celebrities alone.
Yeah,
you're also
for a lot of
going
people.
International.
Yeah.
So how do you project Nigerian fashion out there? You know, what is it like? I'm curious.
It's interesting. I worked with Angela Simmons. I worked with Tasha Cobbs. I worked with Mafiki Zolo. You know, I worked with a lot of people. It's interesting working with them because at the end of the day, you feel like, oh, these people, they're international. Are they going to accept me? I just feel like consistency, like just keep doing what you're doing and then try to be urban, like try to be in between. Don't just do so much of the African look.
Yes.
Like you could mix and match, like they're looking African and at the same time they look, you know, that urban style.
Yeah.
Like they don't really look too much of the African, you know, so that you can sell out your own brand to how they. So it will be very easy for people to accept you.
You have to be versatile.
Yeah. So that you can expand just how to sell your market.
And I must say, girl, you are selling your market real good. Okay.
Yes,
now,
so.
and talking about being versatile, you are one creative genius, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, you know, if you have to come up with content, I'm delving into your magazine now. How do you come up with those, you know, depth of knowledge? You know, you bring out so much.
Like I look at what I want to do. Okay, what we're doing, is it a fashion or is it a style edition? Because each of the editions always have, let me say, the title, like maybe it's the beauty, it could be love, maybe the love edition, like the one that we had previously before the new one was, we had Bam Bam and Teddy of Big Brother African Awards, and it was a love edition. So we had to merge, the people together. And once you have a mood board, you can do research, and then, you go online, check past editions of people who have done like things like that. So you don't have to do what they have done, but then it could give you an idea of what you want to do.
And you have been an inspiration to a lot of people out there. And I know a lot of up-and-coming fashion designers look up to you, people who want to be stylists.
I know. Sometimes when I get to read my messages, I get to read my emails. Sometimes I don't even read them. That's why I have an entrepreneur program that I do every year, empowerment program. I get to send like 3 people to fashion school for free, so that you don't have to come work for me, but then you can establish yourself as well.
And that's how life should be. If you have it up there, you should be able to impact that knowledge,
people.
Yes, and well done for that. You're doing a fantastic job. But what's the projection for Abike Domina? What do we foresee? How many more people is she going to be styling and reaching out to?
I look at myself like, I'm not even where I want to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Someone is wearing Gucci and then
there's this feel.
Someone is wearing Versace, you're seeing it. But then, so I'm looking to collaborate with big brands, like to do the fashion edition with them, like, so by Abike Domina. Bring it out in a way that they will know that this is special, this is something different, this is different from what I used to do. Don't do it because everybody is doing it. Ruth is making beads. And she's making a lot of money. I need to start. Don't do that.
Yes.
Do something because you have passion for it. That's when you'll be able to bring that creative aspect of you. You're thinking wild. You're bringing out designs that people haven't even done before. Like I always say, I tell people that consistency. Like once you go on and on and on, one day you definitely meet the person that will help you through that phase.
Amen to that. And my prayer is that you continue to grow from strength to strength. I'm not a pastor. Thank you so much. I told you this is one remarkable personality you would definitely find interesting. Abike Domina. She's a fashion celebrity stylist and also chief editor, Celebrity Shoot magazine. You are awesome. Well done. Keep promoting made in Nigerian fashion.
Thank you for having me too.
Thank you too. And yes, if you're good at something, just do it right and you'll definitely be celebrated. Let's go on this time out. Today's Style. We'll be back. Life is indeed beautiful if you want it to be that way. And I have a dream that someday those who are into the business of fashion here in Nigeria, their names will be engraved on the Hall of Fame. It's a dream. It will come alive. And thank you so much. This has been the show. I hope you had a good time because I did, celebrating those who matters. And we're waiting to partner with you. But do well to follow us on our Instagram handle. Is at NTA_Todays_style. We're waiting to hear from you. But hey, in the meantime, keep that smile burning because that's your style. My name is Ruth Aguele. I'll catch up with you next week. In the meantime, stay in style. Bye-bye.